This channel is sponsored by Pro Football Focus, NFL, college, and fantasy data for every player, every play, every game. Visit ProFootballFocus.com to learn more. Welcome back to the Saints Franchise Prospect Spotlight, where we take a look at players from the upcoming NFL Draft and we recreate them after scouting them in NCAA 14 so I can provide some tape and talk about each of the individual players. We have a lot of players that we've already covered thus far, and today we are working on edge rushers. So edge rushers can be defined as players who are 4-3 defensive ends or 3-4 outside linebackers. Basically, anyone who lines up on the edge. So it's a total of 4 different positional groups that are not in full because obviously defensive ends can be interior, 4-3 or 3-4, and outside backers can be 4-3 or 3-4, and that's pretty much that. So starting things off, we have our number 3 prospect in the edge class, Cason Brown out of Miami. He's 6'2", 245, a little bit light on his frame at 22 years old. He is a devastating hitter when he can square somebody up. And he's someone who can pursue the ball carrier pretty well. He's not one of the best in terms of his pass rushing ability. But coming off the edge, he does have good speed and can win with power and with speed. He's a very talented player, just like I said, a little bit light for my liking. His strength is a little bit underwhelming and it can get the better of him at times. But he does fly around the field, and he is a very talented edge player, 3-4 outside backer or 4-3 defensive end. Next up, we have Aaron Wilkins from Northern Texas, Mean Green. He's 6'5", 250 at 24 years old. He is a redshirt senior, and he's another guy who hits incredibly hard, but he's a much better pass rusher than Cason Brown. He's a projected second-round player, and the only real downside is the fact that he's 24 years old. He is great at pursuing the ball carrier. He's really good in terms of pass rushing with power and with speed. And like I said, when he squares you up, he hits hard. He did have some struggles at times, but he's a very talented player and someone that is very high on our draft board. Next up, we have the number 1 player from the edge class, Garrick Sampe, a first-round projected player out of Pitt. He's 6'2", 254, 23 years old. Checks off all those boxes. He is the hardest hitting player in this draft class, period. And boy, does he love to lower his shoulder when he has the opportunity to, even to the quarterback on read options. He's adept at pass rushing, he's adept in the run game, and he's really, really good as a pass rusher as well. So, someone to keep an eye on. He will be off the board in the top 5 picks. Next up, we have Jameek Davey out of Ole Miss, another projected first-round pick. He's our first 4-3 defensive end that we're looking at. 6'3", 249 at 22 years old. He is a speed finesse rusher coming off the edge. Very reminiscent of Von Miller, except the fact that he has his hand in the ground so often. But he plays like Von with a spin move. He can use a rip move. He's great at his power game, pushing the defender back. He's someone that we might actually have to take a look at if he's still around in round 2. Next up, we take a look at Devin Wilfork, a projected 7th round pick. He's our 5th best prospect from the edge class. He's 6'6", 305, and he's someone that I feel might be better as a 3-4 defensive end or even as a 4-3 defensive tackle. I just think he belongs in the interior because he is so freakishly strong. He's great at power moves and working within a limited range, but putting him into space is not always a great idea. He can do some finesse moves with a spin or a rip, but he's not someone that you want to do that consistently. Next up, we have Don Mallett from Ohio, the University of Ohio, 6'6", 301. He is one of the best run stoppers in this draft class. He's a projected 3rd round pick, and he's not much of a presence in terms of his ability as a pass rusher. He's a little bit slow in both his finesse game and his power game at just churning around and getting to the ball carrier, in part due to his speed. But Don Mallett is definitely a player who can be a dominant run stopper, a 2-down defender in the NFL. Not someone that we particularly want, but somebody who could make his own mark. And lastly, we have Parker Demps out of Alabama, a projected 7th round pick. He is our 7th best prospect in this edge class. He's from Bama, 6'3", 257, and the reason that he's even a consideration, besides the fact that he's a smart player, is he has a relentless motor. He's 23 years old, and he is one of the best at pursuing the ball carrier in the backfield. He's a good pass rusher, not great, but like I said, he's relentless, and he always comes up with big plays. He's someone that, as a late round draft pick, seems like someone who we should at least consider drafting because he really just has a nose for the football and can make plays at the right times. He's a leader, he's a bright spot on any team that he'll play for, and sure, he's not the most refined as an overall player, but he's someone that I think we probably should take a shot on, especially because he's from Alabama and they produce pro-ready players all the time. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This was the edge rusher class, one episode for them. There are 18 total players, so make sure to take a look at the big board. I highlighted the players that we scouted in this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed. The next episode will be on offensive tackles, left tackle and right tackle. So if you guys enjoyed, I'm Moonlightswami, and I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace!